Yo, what's good, fam? It's your man Jay. I'm back with another episode of Evolutionary Comics, and it's the new year. I hit you with a previous video that I said Happy New Year and all that jazz, but it's still kind of like a wrap up. We're trying to finish up with 2023. I don't know if we're really ready for 2024, but hey, it's here, and we're gonna embrace it. We're gonna try to thrive in it, and we're going to continue to evolve, like I always say. So the video that I'm making today, it started out as my top 10 favorite comics or my favorite reads for 2023, but when I was making the list, I said, okay, well, I want to do an honorable mention. But that honorable mention ended up being 5 extra books, almost 6 extra books, almost 7 extra books. Anyway, I'm so enamored because I do believe that this was a great year for comics, especially for the storytelling. One of the things that with my channel that I do want to focus more on is the storytelling. I've been saying that for the longest. The whole monetary part about it, I understand that, I'm not trying to throw too much shade towards the people who are here just for the monetary part of reselling and saying, oh, my collection is worth this and I have this 9.8 that's worth this amount. 9.8s are great, but I'm telling you as a ex-CGC grader that the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.6 is very, very tight. It's a very tight thing, so get off your high horse. It's still a great comic book, and we got to take it back from those that just only see it as dollar signs, because it's great works of art, great works of literary action, and so that's what I'm about. I'm about that part about the comic book culture and just collecting. As you see, I am in a new setting. Welcome to my new comic book room. I have a lot of work to do to get it up to par with some of the comic book rooms that people like to do little videos on and kind of give you a tour of. I got a lot of books. I got a lot of pop figures. I got a lot of Legends figures. Got a couple of hot toys. I got a couple of statues. A lot of posters. A lot of stuff. So you'll slowly begin to see things pop up here and there. In my last video, I asked for tips on hanging slabs on the wall. I want to hang my some of my slabs on the wall, but I don't want it to be too invasive to where it peels the paint when I get ready to take it off, or I don't want to put holes in the wall. So if you have any tips on that, let me know. So without further ado, this may be a long video, but it's going to be filled with some really, really dope comic books, and nothing else left to say, but let's get it! Alright, so the first book, these are like my honorable mentions. I'm not really gonna put them in any order. Consciously I'm not doing that, but subconsciously, things happen. Alright, so this is Mark Millar's Big Game with Pepe Larraz. This is the end of that particular series. It was a 5-part series, so I got 4 and 5 here to show you. This was really dope. I really enjoyed this, and basically what happened was, just like in Marvel Comics where everybody comes together, all of the heroes, all of the villains come together, and the villains kill off most of the heroes, and they leave Hit Girl alive. Not purposely, but she's still alive. She's still scrounging. She escapes from them, and she's basically trying to find a way for the heroes to prevail. The villains, I can't remember the guy, Nemesis. Nemesis is like the leader. He is a total badass. He is, he is rude. He's very, very vile, but he does his thing, and he puts together this little group that does away with the heroes. This was a great series. It was excellently wrote. The last issue, issue number 5 of the series, This was actually, I'm not sure if I'm holding this where you guys can see it really well. Hope so. But this is an extra thick issue. He put some extra pages in this one, and he wraps it up perfectly. A lot of comic books, they don't, they leave you kind of feeling iffy about how it ended. There's no question about how this one ended. It's really, really dope. I love how it ended. I even love the, like, you can say like a cut scene, like a Marvel movies have a little cut scene at the end, a little extra. There's one of those in there. So Mark did a great job with this book. So this would be, I guess you could say this is my number 15 book. Alright, so next up with Marvel Comics is Gods. And there was a lot of fanfare about this particular book. It's being written by Jonathan Hickman. He is an excellent writer. I guess he's really on the top of a lot of people's favorite list as far as writers go. And I read issue 1 already. I read part of issue 2, which this is issue 2. I gotta finish reading it. I started reading it like late night, and I got kind of sleepy, so I had to put it down because it is a literary comic. It's one of those comics where you got to really read. You can't just skim through it, and that's what I love about it because I love to read. And when he's telling the story, not too many people tell a good story like Jonathan Hickman. So this was an excellent read. So this would be my number 14, and that's from Marvel Comics, and this is Gods. And this is issue 2 and issue 3. Alright, so another titan in writing is Rodney Barnes. He is my favorite author right now. He is my favorite comic book writer. I was one of those people that I'm not into horror comics, and he actually got me hooked on horror comics and like horror stories. I'm not that kind of person. I was the kind of person that when Halloween comes around, I hated it. I love the dress up part about it. I love the cosplay and everything like that. I just hate the horror movies. So saying all of that to say, Rodney Barnes is you can blame him for me being hooked on horror comics now because he does such an excellent job when he's telling stories. This, however, is not really a horror comic, but this is Monarch. He has Philadelphia, Nita Halls. He has a lot of other books. They're probably going to pop up on this list, but this is Monarch. And basically what this story is about is my man here, Trayvon, he's an orphan, and come to find out he's not from this planet. And the planet that he's from, they're coming to try to take over, and it's a post-apocalyptic style comic book, and he has to figure out a way to save the day and the people that he cares about. This story was excellently written, as always with Mr. Barnes. Alex Lenz is the artist. Lewis, I'm not even going to try to say that last name, but they did a great job with the artwork. And show you guys a couple of different covers. Like I said, the covers are dope. The interior is dope. This was just a great read. I really enjoyed it, and what else can I say? But thanks, Mr. Barnes, for continuing to produce excellence. Definitely. And I guess that would be my number 13. Alright, so going on to another great writer, my number 12 book. And as you see, there's a theme that everything that I'm talking about, the people who are writing these books, just greatness. So, just keep that in mind. This is Philip Kennedy Johnson, and I believe, I'm not sure of his history, so I can't really say too much about him, but I know that this is the first Hulk book that I've read in a long time, probably since I was a kid. I'm really not a super Hulk fan. I enjoyed Hulk in Marvel Secret Wars, but as far as that goes, that was back in the 80s. So I picked this up because the covers. I got a couple other covers that were really dope to me, and so I started reading this one, and I was hooked on the first issue, and it's kind of that spin-off from when Hulk was, whoever wrote the last Hulk series where he was in this weird world or something like that. I didn't really dig that, but this particular series is kind of a layover. There's like some remnants from it, but there's, Bruce Banner is going around, and then there's a little girl that's trying to link up with him. to get some help, and it's just their story. This is really, really dope. I am on issue, I'll just show you the covers, but yeah, I think I'm on issue 5. Nope, I remember now. I love these covers. The covers for all of these books have been absolutely dope in my opinion. And I'm gonna speed up here. Man-Thing and the Hulk fighting. They actually end up being teammates. But this one is the one that slowed me down. So I think issues 6 and 7 are out. So I got to catch up on those. But this one, I didn't really like the artwork in it. And it's weird because artwork can actually slow you down when you're reading. Kind of, makes you not really dig it. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my cup of tea. I didn't really enjoy the artwork in issue 5, but it goes back to normal in issue 6, and I'm going to catch up to it to see what's going on with the Hulk and, all of this other world stuff that he's having to deal with. So this was a dope one. I think this is number 12, I said. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, so next up is Dawn of DC's Green Lantern War Journal. And I'm telling you, I've known about John Stewart, but because I'm not a big DC fan, I really didn't know anything about his story and what's going on with him. But when I picked this up, this is also being written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. This is an excellent read, and like I say, the people that are writing these books that I'm finding myself attracted to are dope writers. They're probably the top of the food chain right now when it comes to writing. But I love this cover. This is a Jiang cover. This is one of the covers that attracted me to the book. And I finally wanted to get to a point where, I learned a little bit more about Jonathan Stewart, Green Lantern. So it's been a real good read so far. I don't know where issue 3 is. I think it's somewhere I put it where I was trying to catch up on my read, and then I got to go back to it. But that was Green Lantern War Journal. So y'all check that out as well. Y'all check me if I miscount. And if I owe you a book, a series, or something like that, y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know, because I don't want to cheat you out of my top 15 books that I've been reading. I might throw real quick. This is a dope series. Nights. It's really about a young kid who has to go live with his cousin, and he has a vampire who, she ends up having he has a crush on her. They like each other, and he's dealing with like all kind of crazy stuff. It's a world where ghosts exist, and they're not evil. They're like friends trying to transcend to the next life. But this is a really dope read. You guys should check this out. This is also by Image Comics. It's by Wyatt Kennedy and Luigi Forsamat and Luigi F. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah. So that's just in case. That's my buffer, just in case I miscount it. All right. So going into number 10, this is Moon Knight, and Moon Knight has always been one of my favorite characters. When I was younger, I had a Black Panther action figure, and I had a Moon Knight action figure, and I used to make them fight all the time. So Mark Spector and Moon Knight, it's really dope, and it's crazy because when I was younger, I didn't realize how many mental issues Mark Spector had, and I guess I didn't rationalize it till I got to be an adult. But I love that part about it. I love him battling mentally, trying to figure things out, and this, as it says, the last days of Moon Knight. So I have to catch up. I actually stopped reading at 26. I have to find 27. I think that's in my stack of to read books. But this is Hunter's Moon. This is another one of my favorite new characters. I love the outfit. I love his costume and everything. So I think he's more relaxed. He's more cerebral type thinking kind of guy. So I kind of dig him a little bit more than Mark Spector, but that it's all Moon Knight, so it's all love. But this is absolutely a great read as well. So you guys pick that up. All right, so my list could not be complete without some milestone comics in that list. And there were Icon-Verse Hardware was really dope. I love Icon, period. Blood Syndicate was a really good read as well. But out of those, Static right now, that's the one that is continuing with me. And maybe it's because it's my latest read and I'm still reading it right now. But Static, Shadows of Dakota, this is another dope series as well. And it's being written by Nicholas Draper Ivey and Vita Ayala. And the funny thing is before I left CGC, I was trying to get different comic creators to come do signings, different black comic book creators to come do signings. And Nicholas Draper Ivey, he was in my queue, and I was trying to hit him up on Instagram to say, hey, I'm a CGC grader. I would love for you to connect with my people, my signature series department, and actually come in and actually do a signing, and it would be absolutely great. People don't know that, and I like to pull my own chain as you see, but Rodney Barnes doing a signing with CGC, that was all me, and Rodney of course, but that was all me reaching out to him, asking him, could he do it. He's the first black creator to actually come in and do it, and I'm the first black grader. So I was trying to get a lot of other black comic book creators that people don't know about, to kind of spread it. Like I said, it's all about inclusion and representation, and that was my mission, but unfortunately my mission got cut short. Anyway, Static, this is Shadows of Dakota, and this guy back here is Eben. He is a new character on the scene. He came on like gangbusters, like a villain. He doesn't really care. He's one of those people who believes in getting business done, but him and Static have come to some kind of agreement to where they're going to work together. And the only thing that I really don't dig about like a lot of these books with Milestone is I feel like they need to expand more. And we talk about the bang babies and all, but the story doesn't always have to surround people trying to attack the bang babies. We can have some other stories to it, but this bar none, don't take that away from the book, because it is a dope book. It's being excellently written. I think this is the first time Nicholas actually is doing writing as opposed to the artwork, and he's doing a great job. I'm really digging it. And right now I think this is issue, I'm on issue 7 right now. I do know that, so you guys check that out. That's Static, and that's Shadows of Dakota. Alright, so next up, and I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Next up is my number 8 book on my list, and can't have a list at all if you don't have my man Miles Morales. And Miles is doing this thing, and I'm gonna tell you, this particular series, it really caught me up. New character Hytale, but it really caught me up because Cody Ziegler brought in. Let me go to this one. Alright, so Cody Ziegler brought in Blade into the series. You already got Misty Knight, being like a mentor towards Miles in this book, and he brings in Blade, and then he gives us a bonus by bringing in Bloodline, Blade's daughter. And I think it was, it might have been 10, 11, and 12 is the books with Blade in it. Anyway, I was absolutely thrilled to see that, because Blade is one of my favorite characters, Miles is one of my favorite characters, and automatically Bloodline is one of my favorite characters, with her being new on the scene as well. She does a great job. It's the first time that her and Miles actually meet each other, but all of these have been absolutely dope. And it seems like Miles, he can't lose. He can't lose. Well, there was a little bit of a lull, and I guess the last series where Miles wasn't. There was a couple of books where it wasn't as exciting, but Cody's making up for that, and he's doing a great job. So shout out to Cody Ziegler. And let's see, got some other dope covers. I guess that's why I got the little stack out so you guys can see. Moon Knight versus Werewolf by Night, and Moon Knight homage, it's Night's End. Miles in the biomechanical suit. Actually, too, I do want to mention that in the ones with Blade, that 10, 11, and 12, Blade actually gives Miles a new suit to help fight vampires. So y'all check that out too. And and this is another Peach Momoka cover, and this is for the Nightmare variants. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but that's pretty dope. I love that cover. I'm not a big Peach fan, but I'm digging her. You know, I'm digging her work with the Nightmare one stuff. Alright, so once again, making another appearance on my list, coming in at number 7, Mark Millar and the Magic Order Series 4. This actually came out in January of 2023. It's a 6-issue set, and Magic Order, the whole franchise for Magic Order has been absolutely dope. I understand why he has a deal with Netflix. I can't wait for him to actually bring a lot of the stuff we've been reading, Nemesis, Hit Girl. I want them to bring the Black Hit Girl. People kind of skipped over that, but I can't remember her first name, but I want them to put the Black Hit Girl in some more stuff as well. She doesn't have superpowers, but she's an ex-military vet who knows how to kick ass. So, see what I did? Anyway, this particular book is really dope. Cordelia Moonstone and her family are a group of magicians who are dealing with a lot of different adversities as far as being magicians. I got hooked on it when it first came out. There was a lot of fanfare about it, and I read the first one, and I've been collecting ever since. And this one, it doesn't disappoint, and it's probably one of those series that is ongoing that you never have any letdowns with it. There's another series like that that's coming up as well. But yeah, definitely check out the Magic Order if you haven't already done so. And I'm guaranteeing that you're going to love it. Alright, so speaking of another author that is making my list again. And speaking of an ongoing series that's absolutely dope, that's not failing. Can't have any list without Philadelphia. And this is a testament to, like, this is not a in order type top 15 list, because Rodney Barnes and Philadelphia definitely is in my top 3. I can't wait to see what's going on with Seesaw and Anansi each time this book comes out. As you see, they got Spawn in it, so it's a crossover thing within the Image universe where Spawn, I believe Savage Dragon is also going to make an appearance as well. But this is absolutely dope. He continues to evolve this. Nita Hawes is probably one of my favorite books right now, just because it's Nita, and she's a black woman, comic book, just she's a great character. So thank you, Rodney, for creating her. But yeah, Philadelphia, Nita Hawes, Johnny Gatlin, the entire Rodney-Verse. And remember, I pinned that word Rodney-Verse because just like you have the Marvel Universe and all the Milestone Universe, all these other universes, the Rodney-Verse is making coming on like gangbusters. That's the only way I can say it. And it's absolutely dope. So you guys definitely, if you haven't already, definitely check out Philadelphia. And if you don't know who Rodney Barnes is, I don't know what kind of rock you're living up under. I'm stealing that from another comic book YouTuber, one of their lines. But anyway, Philadelphia brings in my list. Alright, so now we're getting down to the last 5 within my top 15 list. And like I said, there's no order. I want to keep reiterating that because every last one of these books are books that I can't wait for it to come out each week when it does hit the stands. And I'm absolutely zoned in to see what's going to happen next in each issue. And the artwork is great. Everything is impeccable about these books. These are definitely my top 15 books for the 2023 year. And I hope we're going to continue to have some greatness for 2024. Real quick, if you guys can like, comment, subscribe to my channel, help me get my weight up as far as subscribers. I'm trying to see something. Everybody subscribe, share with your friends, and get them to subscribe as well. Because we trying to see something over here. We trying to I hope you guys are trying to see something, but I'm trying to see something too. So do those things for me. Leave me a comment. Talk to me. Tell me what you think about my list. Tell me definitely if there's something that you think that I missed out on, because it's being so far behind in like a lot of stuff that I read. And like I said before, if you're a comic book collector and you're collecting for reading and you're not behind, then you got too much time on your hands. So I guess that's the only way I could say it, because I really try to read everything, but I don't have enough time in the day to do all my other duties, my other jobs, and take care of my family and be able to read as much as I would like to. I would love to go on vacation every other week and just do nothing but read like I did this past week. But anyway, back to number 5, and this is from Image Comics. This is The Sacrificers, and this is by Rick Remender and Max Famara. This is absolutely dope. When this first came out, I actually picked up one of those previews magazines, and I saw the cover. I was really interested. It had a little blue bird on it. I was like, you know, what's going on with the, the little tiny head dude? And then for Free Comic Book Day, they put out issue 1, and I read that one, and I was absolutely hooked. And really, what the story is about, real quick, I'm gonna tell you that you have, it's just as it says, the sacrifices. So you have this group of people that are going around the country, and they're picking up one person from each family, the sacrificer. And the sacrificer has to go and do their duty to, I guess, the upper royalty or whatever. Nobody knows exactly where they're going and what's going to happen, if they're going to be like indentured servants or slaves. Nobody really knows, because nobody ever comes back from it. And we quickly find out, why nobody comes back from it and what they're actually, utilizing these beings for. And it's just a story about that and how the hierarchy is about to get broken. So you guys definitely check that out. I think this is issue 5. I think it's on 5, so I think I'm really caught up with this one, and I am anticipating the next one. So you guys check out The Sacrificers by Rick Remender, and it's on Image Comics. All right, so my number 4 book in my top 15 is one of my top 5 favorite characters of all time. I want to shout out my man Wesley Snipes. I always will say that Wesley saved Marvel Comics and the MCU. He's the reason why we have an MCU, in my belief. That movie was absolutely great. I believe that Blade is probably the only movie that I legitimately, seriously, no exaggeration, I've watched that movie probably over 100 to 150 times. I love the movie. I love that franchise. Wesley did a great job. And I'm anxious to see what the movie actually brings, the upcoming MCU movie. But I wish Wesley was younger and he could do all that stuff, in the MCU movie. But we'll see what the next actor has for us. So, but anyway, number 4 is Blade. I love this series. Can't wait to get my hands on a Tomb of Dracula number 10. So if anybody has a bead on it on a good price or whatever, y'all hit me up. Or if any of my family decides to get me a gift, Tomb of Dracula number 10, the first appearance of Blade in a comic. So yeah, just a little tidbit out there. Yeah, so this series is actually really, really dope. And I'm loving the covers. I get all of the Black Panther covers, so I'm also getting all of the Blade covers as well. And as you see, Blade is side by side with Dracula, and it says his new mentor. How do we get to the point where Blade's sworn enemy is his mentor? So basically what happens is Blade, being a hothead and being impulsive, he kills somebody, but that person that he kills was the only person that could kill this other villain and, save the world. So by Blade killing him, it leaves Blade to have to deal with this other villain who's a lot more powerful. And that was the person that you saw on this cover. This person. I forget the name of the person, but the villain, the demon, or whatever it is. But Blade has his hands full trying to deal with it. And he takes an L the first time they meet. So he does the unthinkable, and he goes to Dracula for help. And Dracula kind of gets in his head, and they're enemies, but it's an understanding between them. But this series is absolutely dope. It's being written by Brian Hill, and I wanted to show you guys this Peach Momoko cover since we were showing off Peach Momoko stuff. But yeah, it's being written by Brian Hill, and it's an absolutely dope series. And yeah, this one brings in my number 4, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, y'all check that out. Alright, coming in at number 3, and this was an accidental pickup. Not, I guess I can say accidental, but my girl Natalie at my local comic book shop, Emerald City Comics in Clearwater, Florida. Always gonna give them a plug. Always gonna give them a shout out. But my girl Natalie, she was like, "Hey, you want to check out something?" And she was telling me about a book, and she showed me I believe not the, it wasn't the what do you call it, the splash page. It was like a couple of pages in, but the image that I saw was absolutely crazy. That image alone hooked me in and made me buy that book. Once I read it, I was like, man, this is a dope comic. And she said, think Dexter. So this is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And I would put my own little spin on it and say, think Richard Scarry meets Dexter. So this is a Richard Scarry type village where you have animals who are the people of the village. And this particular bear right there, you see her dragging a bloody bag behind her body parts, and then you see her with the Dexter pose, you know, being all happy with the bloody hands and the apron and everything. But she's a serial killer. And real quick, let me see. Patrick Horvath is the writer and he's the artist, and he has some help with it, but pretty much, you know, it's his creation. But yeah, so basically what it is this bear, she's a serial killer, and she's going around and she's killing people, and all of a sudden somebody else gets killed, but in a very public way. So now their world is alerted to a serial killer being on the loose, and she's like, you know, oh crap, you know, I can't have another serial killer because they might just catch the wrong one. And so she doesn't want her operation to get blown up, but they do have to find out who the other serial killer is. And this is on issue 2 so far. The value of this, and I talked about value earlier, but the value of this book is actually going up for some reason. So the only thing that I can say that being alerted to that is, you know, there may be like talks about, you know, this being a little bit more than just a dope comic book. So you know what that means. But anyway, you guys check out my number 3 pickup, and this is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and that's from Image Comics. Nope, I'm sorry. I said Image Comics. If I said Image Comics at any time through that, scratch that out. Is IDW. So, you know, just want to clarify that. All right, so speaking of independence, this is a book that I saw the Kickstarter for it, and I didn't jump on the Kickstarter. I just kept hoping that it was going to pop up in the shop and I was going to be able to read it. I was intrigued immediately by it because I was raised to know about American history and our history. So I know a lot about Harriet Tubman and her heroic deeds of during slavery. And so when I saw this book, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, I was like, yo, what the deuce? So I had to know what was going on in this. This is being written by David Crownson and Cortland Ellis and Sharonda J. Brown. So those are the creators of this book, and it's absolutely dope. When I first read it, it's everything that I expected it to be. I was so happy that they finally put it in the comic book stores. I was very elated that Emerald City decided to pick it up and to carry it each week. I'm not sure if another customer requested it or not. I was definitely going to request it once I saw it pop up on League of Comic Book Geeks. That's the app that the site that I go to keep track of what's coming out. So give them a shout out as well. I'll put a link down in the bottom. You guys, you know, go to that site, League of Comic Geeks, and that's where you'll get an update. You'll know each week what's coming out, what's going to be hitting the stands, and you can also do your own pull list to see what's going to be on your list and calculate how much you're going to spend before you get to that day. But a quick shout out for them. But yeah, David Crownson, he does a great job in writing this book. The ladies, they do an excellent job as far as, I don't know if Cortland Ellis, if that's a lady or not, but the artwork is absolutely dope. I love this cover. It's another dope cover, and it's by Kingwood Comics and Massive. But she's basically going through, and it's like she's freeing slaves and killing vampires all at the same time. So, you know, that's the gist of it, and it's absolutely dope. Love it. So, yep. Like I said, it's on issue 4 right now, and this is the number 2 book on my list and my top 15 comics of 2023. And I'm down to number 1. And number 1 is the reason why I got back into collecting comics. People don't know, if you don't know the story, when I got divorced, my first divorce, I went through a thing where I was just trying to find something to do. So me and my daughter, I was a single father. Me and my daughter used to get in the car and we used to just drive. And I said, I'm going to collect every Black Panther comic book in existence. Once I completed that mission, I got the full runs of every Black Panther comic from beginning to end. The only thing that I don't have is Fantastic Four 52 and 53, and I don't have all of the Avenger appearances of Black Panther. So I'm still trying to collect those. But everything that has Jungle Action or Black Panther on it, I actually have in my collection, and that's how I started back collecting comics. So being with that said, I'm super excited to add this one because we finally got a writer who knows what she's doing. And yeah, I'm throwing shade at the last 2. I really don't care about the last one. The other one, the jury is still out because he did some good things, but you know, he did some shady, to me, he did some shady writing as well. But this particular series is being written by Dr. Eve L. Ewing. Put some respect on her name. From Chicago. She is from the Chi, one of my favorite cities to go to as a photographer. But she is doing an absolutely great job with this particular series. I'm extremely happy about everything, with the exception of maybe one thing that the jury's still out of how I'm gonna feel about it in the end. And I'll say it, you know, if you're reading Black Panther and you know about it already, I'm like, look, he does not need that that particular character as a love interest. I hope you guys can keep it, you know, a little bit different and don't kind of fall into what society, you know, is trying to push. Dr. Ewing, you know, write what you want to write, but that's just my opinion. All love to everybody. That's just not something that I want to see for T'Challa. But anyway, T'Challa is ostracized from, you know, the Golden City. He's supposed to be out of Wakanda or whatever, but he's not. He's actually in Burning T'Chaka, his father's namesake city, which is out by the Jabari lands. Am I pointing in the right direction? Yeah, over there. So he's out in Burning T'Chaka, out by the Jabari lands, in the city. He's trying to lay low, and he's getting caught up in, you know, the city's, you know, life, their culture, and he finds out that there's some bad stuff going on, and he can't sit back and let it happen. He's even more shocked that things like that are occurring right under his nose when he was, you know, when he was on the throne. He's still the king. He'll always be the king. But when he was on the throne, he didn't realize that some of that stuff was going on. So that's where she's going with this story, and it's an absolutely dope series. I guess I can't say that she's on the level with Reginald Hudlin and Christopher Priest just yet, or even Don McGregor, but I'm absolutely loving it. And she's right up there with them. And maybe time will tell. We'll see how, you know, she wraps up her arc, and we'll see where it goes from there. It is on issue number 7. And as you see, I got a stack. And the reason why I got a stack, because I collect every cover of Black Panther that comes out. That's a request that I have from at Emerald City. So this was issue number 1. This one, I didn't get it initially when it came out. I think some of them were damaged, but my man Frank at Emerald City, he went back and he got this one for me. But just like Blade Comics, it's like everything with Black Panther, I love it. So I don't know about this one. This is a little busy. The little Flurgan on there. If you know who Escobar is, that's Escobar's cosplay character. This one with him and Cap. I love that she brought Deathlock. Deathlock is a character that it's been underrated, under the radar, I guess. But it was dope that she put him in there as well, so we can hopefully get a new Deathlock series. A Stormbreakers variant. Like, I'm showing all of these because I think that all of these covers have been absolutely dope that have been coming out. I'm loving all of them. The Moon Knight variant. And finally the Peach Momoka variant as well. I'm hoping the glare is not killing it for you guys. But anyway, yeah, so that is my top 15 comics of 2023. A lot of reading, huh? But the crazy thing is there's so much more. There's so many other comic books that I've collected over 2023. That's why in 8 years, I'm pushing up on probably 7,000 to 8,000 comic books right now in my collection. Haven't started selling them, but I do think that cause since I buy some of the stuff, I buy doubles and triples, and sometimes I've even went crazy and bought 10 of the same book. I am gonna do eventually do a store online to try to get some of my grails. I just got, and I think I showed this in another video, but my last grail that I picked up was my Luke Cage Hero for Hire #1. I'm super proud about this one. It didn't cost a lot, more than the average, but it didn't really, it wasn't really crazy. It has a bunch of spine ticks, so just by a quick glance, I'm going to drop it to like a 6.5 to a 7.0 as far as the grade would go. But I love this cover. This is one of my favorite covers in all the comics, and I was happy to pick this up. So this is probably this one, and I don't know where my Strange, I think it's behind me somewhere, but I don't want to turn around and go looking for it. But this and Strange Tales 169 are my two top pickups of 2023. It was a great year for me as far as pickups go because Strange Tales 169, the first appearance of Brother Voodoo, and Luke Cage, those are in my top 4. Yeah, top 4 all-time grails to pick up. Fantastic Four 52, Tomb of Dracula, Strange Tales 169, Luke Cage #1, and I can't think of what else it was. Maybe Misty Knight's first appearance, but that was probably one of the first grails that I ever owned. So anyway, to make a long video longer, I really appreciate you guys hanging with me. I hope you guys definitely saw some stuff that you would absolutely love to pick up, that you would love to read. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about any of this stuff, let me know. Hit me up. Oh, and I do want to, let's see. I do want to give some shout outs because hit me up on Instagram if you want to talk to me directly. There's a lot of different people that that I actually have started to follow. I hope to link up with the Comic Hall crew and do a live video with them. There's a lot of other people that I would love to do YouTube collabs with. I just found out about this other one, Heroes After Dark Comics. I think they're in Orlando. I'm over here in Tampa, y'all, so I'm from that area, so I come through there sometimes. Let's see, who else? Yeah, Heroes After Dark. Give a shout out to JT_comic books. My man, my ace, my fellow CGC employee that has been booted. Shout out to my man Mac the Comic Hunter. Danny Girl Comics, I want to give you a shout out as well. Love your videos. I've seen the evolution that Danny has been doing. I'm absolutely proud of her for where she's going with her channel. Puff Comics, he's I guess you're part of the Comics Hall crew too. Give you a shout out. It's Puff_Comics 83. Y'all check him out. Son_of Comics. Let's see. Grass_Low, give you a shout out. Keela B Comics. I hope I'm saying that right, but you and my brother, or my older brother, are frat brothers, so give y'all a shout out. Shout out to Omega Sci-Fi. Yeah, the Black Geek Squad, they just started following me a couple weeks ago. yeah, anyway, so yeah, those are my shout outs. Like I said, I want to give shout outs to people, you know, and just try to expand this whole comic book culture. I want to get larger as a YouTube channel, as a person that's representing the comic book culture, the blurred culture within comics, and hopefully you guys will continue to evolve. It's your man Jay. As always, much love, happy new year, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.